My name is Kevin Meadows, and welcome to the Krueger dual duct selection tutorial video. Today I'm going to be covering how to use K-Select selection software to make a dual duct selection. First thing we're going to do is open up K-Select. So I've opened K-Select, my version 13.3.18, which that's up to date as of January 28th, 2019. So we're going to go ahead and click on Quick Select, and then we're going to click on Terminal Units. Okay, and then up at the top left here, we have single duct, dual duct, and fan powered. We're going to go ahead and click on dual duct and then add a new box. Okay, so up at the top, we have tag, quantity, room, and air handler. Fill those out as needed. The design inputs, so model, we have the LMHD and the LMHDT. The LMHD, you can see on the right, is essentially two single duct LMHS terminal units strapped together. Little strap right there on the top and bottom. The LMHDT is a dual duct with an integral mixing box. You can see it's got a 20:1 mixing ratio. So let's go ahead and start with the LMHD. So you've got your cold inlet and your hot inlet. One of the first things that you'll notice about the LMHD as you're doing a selection is that the inlet sizes have to match. And they have to match because we're strapping together two LMHS units, and in order to strap them together, the casing sizes have to match. So just to illustrate that, I'll go ahead and type in some airflows. So again, this is the inlet size, design airflow. That's the max airflow during cooling or heating. So the dual duct, during full cooling, your cold deck would modulate to this design airflow, and then your hot deck would modulate to its minimum airflow, and vice versa during heating. So let's just type in those. Your primary inlet stack pressure is this stack pressure at the inlet of the unit. And then the downstream static pressure is essentially the stack pressure after the unit. So you've got before the unit, after the unit. Downstream stack pressure, I like to think of that as all the pressure drop of all the components downstream of the terminal unit, like the discharge ductwork, diffusers, whatever you have downstream. Lining, here's all of our lining options. You can go to our website to see submittals for all these liners. Controls hand, right hand, left hand. So the handing is determined by the cold inlet. So controls hand, right hand. So dual duct, you're going to have a control enclosure on each side. You can see the controls hand really just says which side is the cold inlet going to be on. Is it going to be on the right hand or the left hand? And you can look at our literature to see where that's outlined. So got a brief explanation of all the inputs, but again, so I'm going to illustrate how the inlets sizes have to match. So we're going to hit calculate. And we get this error message. Cold deck size 6 was checked, but it did not meet all the requirements. Please check input. No results. So it isn't not very clear about why there was an error, and that's because the inlet size. So let's go ahead and change, just to show you that the inlet sizes have to match. Type in 700 and put both of these at auto. Go ahead and run the selection again. And with these airflows, here's all the possible sizes that we can choose from. You can see that the cold inlet and the hot inlet, they match on every single one of these. Possible selections, let's say we want the 8-inch hot and cold inlet. PS, that's the pressure drop across the unit. I mean, that's just the inlet minus the downstream. Min PS is the minimum static pressure across the unit needed to get these airflows. So with the damper wide open, with both of these dampers wide open, you need at least 0.1 inches to hit these airflows. And of course, if you close the damper, I mean, you have a full 0.75 to work with, but you need at least 0.1. And then you have your radiated and discharge noise criteria. We're not going to cover acoustics in this video. I believe we'll have a separate K-Select selection video that covers acoustics in depth. But you've got your extended sound data over here that you can look at. Again, here you got your radiated and discharge, sound power levels, and then sound pressure levels in the room, and then the end seat. Additionally, there's a little selection info button right here. Kind of tells you, for these airflows, 4, 5, and 6 were out of range, and then kind of has some recommended minimum airflows for those other sizes that we didn't pick. So there's the LMHD. So let's go ahead and hit Save and New. Okay. And then we'll select the LMHDT. So the LMHDT, the inlet sizes do not have to match. Let's go ahead and show you. If you look at our submittal for the LMHDT, we have this little table that illustrates, what cold inlet, hot inlet combinations you can have. So you can see that for a given cold inlet, say size 10, you can have 4-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch, 7-inch, 8-inch, 9-inch, or 10-inch hot inlet. More or less, for a given cold inlet, you can have that size hot inlet or lower. For the larger sizes, we can't go all the way down to size 4. So during our selection, and close out of that, during our selection, we'll just go ahead and select a size 8 cold, and then we'll just leave the hot deck at auto. And let's just go ahead and put in some example airflows. So the minimum airflow defaults to 30% of the maximum. You can change that default airflow at the beginning, and then so let's do 500 for the hot deck. Already covered these options. Let's go ahead and hit calculate, and you can see that here's our combinations. You can do 8.6, 8.7, 8.8, and then here's these pressure drop across the unit, minimum pressure drop, our NC values, and go ahead and hit selection info. Another quick message about recommended minimum airflow. So yeah, if you don't know your hot and deck inlet sizes, I would recommend you just hit select the cold inlet size that you need, or you can leave it at auto, and then just leave this hot deck at auto, and it should let you know all the possible inlet sizes that you can hit with that. I'll just go ahead and do another one. Primary airflow out of range. Okay, let's knock that down back to 500. So that's pretty much it. As far as selections go, this is probably one of the easier selections you can make, but it is good to kind of point out a few of the nuances, like how we determine the handing, the cold inlet, and also the LMHD, how the inlet sizes have to match. So yeah, this will conclude the dual duct selection video. If you have any questions over making selections in K-Select, feel free to reach out to Krueger Terminal Units -Equip at Krueger-HVAC.com, or you can always call us at 972-680-9136, extension 3. Thank you. Have a good day.